Good morning, my neighbors! Hey, fuck you! Yes! Good morning, my neighbors! Fuck you, too! Good morning, my neighbors!
Why am I hearing
Fuck
it?
you, too!
There we go. That's why I'm hearing it.
Hello?
What up, everybody? Good morning. Got doubled up there for a second. It's good to see each and every one of you.
Hello, everyone.
It's alive. Yes, we're just moments away. Give me 1 sec here, guys. You guys can watch Thailand for 30 secs here while I do one quick little thing before they get into their spiel over there. Let me just do my thing so we don't have to deal with all the baloney. Yes, the echo is gone. It was every once in a while Twitch likes to turn itself on for some odd reason. So, yeah. And you hear it, then you got to jump over there, turn it off, that kind of fun stuff. So, yeah. Happy hump day, everybody. Hopefully all is well. Hopefully you enjoyed the first half of the week. Second half is here. All right, let's do that. Okay. All right, so that's good. We changed the title on Kick. Everything else is ready to go. Yes, mighty wide of me. Yes. The double stack. Yes, the double stack. The double stack. Sunny and warm. Yeah, it's sunny and warm here. It's supposed to actually rain, they say now. Monday and Wednesday. Small chance Monday, like 30%. But it's actually kind of breezy here this morning. Good little wind push. But it's warm and sunny, but windy. Oh, yeah. Get my coffee up in me. Can't go wrong with that, right? Can't go wrong with some coffee. Some cafe. Let's see really quickly here. So it's 79 degrees already at my house. It's going to be 85 by 3 o'clock. 85. Remember, it's winter. With a sustained wind of 10 miles an hour with gusts up to 15. So, like I said, a little breezy. 85 and breezy, man. I don't know if that's winter, but what can you do? It's breezy because you farted, Liz. Oh, boy. 3-8 shrimp, please. I'm hoping it's a nice hour and a half, all public comment with all the fucking OGs. That's all we could ask for. I don't think we could ask for more than that. Stephen Avery is innocent. Who's Stephen Avery? I don't know who that is. I don't know who it is. I mean, Steve Avery, like the hockey player? I don't know. Yeah, it was hot last night too, poker here. A little warm. I had the AC on a little bit. On a little bit. Yeah, man. 20 degrees above average. Yeah. Making a murder on Netflix. Is that the person that he was guilty of doing bad stuff? Yeah, I don't have Netflix. After they went fucking DEI, they lost my money. And that was what? 3 years ago? Something like that? 4 years ago? I cut them off right away. It's Sean Avery. Yeah, I'm thinking of Sean Avery. Steve Avery was the pitcher for the Braves. Sean Avery was the hockey player. Not Avery's. Now, Sean Avery is a controversial individual. Although I like him, he was a king. He was a force to be reckoned with. A lot of people didn't like him. In fact, they made a whole rule about him. NHL has its own Sean Avery rule. So that ought to tell you something. Major delays. Oh, boy. Truck fire shuts down all lanes of the 101 in Encino. Sheesh. That's no fun. Yes, Tiffany lost. We were talking about it yesterday. She didn't lose. She got pummeled. That wasn't a loss. A loss is losing by a couple hundred or 1,000 votes. She didn't even get 600 votes. He got 3,600. So, yeah, it's got to tell you something. That's got to tell you something. Yeah, she got absolutely smacked. Smacked. What's up, Kurt? Clown show's late. They're supposed to start at 10:15. It's 10:21. But I don't put it past them. The DEI hires just get to work when the fuck they feel like it. Clocking. I here, ain't I? I'm here, ain't I? Yeah, but like I can't remember exactly when. I just remember when they were doing the DEI bullshit. Full steam ahead is when I cut them off. And I don't have no fucking Disney Channel. I ain't watching. That's what I was telling you guys yesterday when we were talking about Star Wars. I've never seen any of the Mandalorian or the Boba Fett show or whatever the fuck it is. The one with the little Yoda. Never watched none of that shit. Not a one. But I did see that they fired that dumb DEI chick from Disney, so that's good. They got rid of her.
John Ferraro Council Chambers.
About time, Marquise. You're late.
26th day
Not surprising, though,
My name is
Marquise.
Marquise Harris-Dawson. I serve
Not
as
surprising
president of
that
this
you're late.
council. Public comment will be taken in person for today's meeting. Let's begin our proceedings by
Par
calling
for the
roll.
course with you.
Yes, Mr. President.
No tie, chewing gum, coming in late.
McCosker, Nazarian, Padilla, Park.
Sounds
Price,
about right.
Rahman, Rodriguez, Soto Martinez, Yaroslavsky. 14 members present and a quorum, Mr. President.
All right. First order of business.
Approval of the minutes of February 25th, 2025.
Councilmember Soto Martinez moves. Councilmember Lee seconds. What's next?
Combinatory resolutions for approval.
Councilmember Yaroslavsky moves. Councilmember McCosker seconds. What's next?
Mr. President, there's a request to continue item
What kind of question
28
is
to
that,
Friday,
Sparky?
March
Come on.
14th, 2025.
All right. Without objection, that'll be the order. What's next?
Items 1 through 21 are items for which public hearings have been held. Community impact statements have been submitted for items 18 and 19 by the Harbor City Neighborhood Council.
What's up, Terry?
in
How are ya?
support of the matters. Items 22 through 31 are items for which public
What's up,
hearings have
Cheech?
not been held.
Thank you so much for
Items
the dono.
32 through 42 are closed session items
Money
considered
don't
by the
jiggle
Budget
jiggle.
and Finance
It
Committee.
folds. I'd like to see you
Item
wiggle wiggle.
43 is a
for
closed session
sure.
item for which
Love how he went
has
full
not been
white
held.
goatee.
10 votes are required for consideration.
All right. Those items are now before us. At this time, we'll take specials from members. I'll begin on the west side of the building with Councilmember Hernandez.
Thank you, Council President. I would like to call item 21 special for comments, please.
All right.
Thank you.
Councilmember Lee.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'd like to ask if we can take item number 8 separate for comments.
All right. Councilmember McCosker.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. For items 18 and 19, I want to indicate that there is additional evidence that has been submitted into the record, and I would like to call item 18 special for an amendment, which the city attorney has a copy of the language.
Oh, that's awesome, Scrumble. Thank you.
And was there a second to that motion?
Sure,
It
everybody
hasn't
in the
been
room will
circulated,
enjoy
so
it.
that's the only thing that needs to be done
On top of
before,
myself, of course.
we can move on.
Second.
That haircut's looking good. Oh,
All right,
boy.
Mr. Nazarian.
No hair out the
You're just
way.
standing?
Look
Okay.
good. Got it all done.
I'll move to the other side of the room. Councilmember Park.
Item 1 for questions, please.
Okay. Councilmember Price.
Thank you, Mr. President. Out of an abundance of caution, I'm recusing myself from items 10, 12, and 29 because my wife's employer has worked with organizations in these items.
All right. 10, 12, and 29.
Thank you.
Councilmember Rahman.
Could I call item 20 special for a separate
Why
vote
does he
and a
go to
brief
jail
comment?
already? I'm
Got it.
tired of seeing
Councilmember
him.
Rodriguez.
Item 12 for a separate vote?
Be fantastic
Item
for
12
the
separate
FBI to
vote.
walk
All right.
in and take all of them
Any
into
others
custody.
on the east side of the room?
Be great.
All right. Going once, going twice. What items does that leave us? Mr. Nazarian.
Sorry, pulling item 2 off.
Item 2 for comments?
Yes.
Okay.
Thanks.
All right. Any other specials? Councilmember Hutt, Padilla, Yaroslavsky, Soto Martinez, Jurado. We sure?
I don't know. You ain't
No
free and
specials?
clear.
All right. Mr. Balloonfield's not here. All right. What items what items are available for us to vote on at this time?
Where you at, Blob?
Mr. President, the council may now vote on items
What's up, Brandon?
3 through 7, 9, 11, and 13 through 17.
All right.
As well as item 19, sir.
Bro's
All right, those
cheesing.
items are now before us.
With the,
Let's
with the
open
cat?
the roll. Councilmember Hutt.
Karen has to leave, right? 9,
Did we? I think we got one of Mr. Price's recusals. Did we? Is it in your list?
Oh, what a fucking clown show already.
And for the record, sir, Councilmember Price called items 10, 12, and 29 for recusal.
All right, and those aren't in the list? Okay, thank you, Councilmember Hutt. Any other specials before we take this vote? All right, let's open the roll on these items.
And sir, if I may confirm the votes, that, the items that are being voted on.
Yes, please.
Thank you, sir. Items 3 through 7, 9, 11, 13 through 17, and 19.
All right, those items are now before us. Let's open the roll, close the roll, tabulate the vote.
14 ayes.
All right, any other items?
Yes, sir. The council may now consider item 1, called special by Councilmember Park for questions.
Councilmember Park.
All right, so we got 3-inch shrimp for sure. Is Alex Stein in there? Bro, I think Alex Stein is sitting in the room. If he is, it's going to be awesome.
Who can address this here? Present, thank you.
Holy smokes. I hope he's in there. Bro's sitting next to 3-inch shrimp with the Trump hat. I swear that's him. Spindler's there.
Hey, good morning. Thank
Looks
you
like
so
Rob
much for
Kwan
being
is there.
here. Sure. During our
Holy fuck. Look at that one on the left. Talk about an alien-looking motherfucking Democrat.
Last week's Budget and Finance Committee.
That bitch looks like an alien gray.
About the contract that our Emergency Management Department
Holy fuck.
entered into with Haggerty to help with the recovery. Can you share anything with us about the cost of the contract?
Bro, she looks like she's dead sitting there.
As I understand it, that contract has a
my
not
God.
to exceed amount of $10 million.
Look at the hair.
And at this time, I'm going to
Holy shit.
assume that EMD will likely request those funds to come from the emergency fund
Fucking
that was
dead
set up in the
alien
GCP.
talking.
But I don't know for sure if they have done so as of yet. I would have to go see if that was submitted. And I don't recall the term off of the top of my head, but would assume it was for at least a year to start.
Okay.
EMD is the best person to ask for the details of what the contractor
she's an
will
alien
be
gray.
doing.
Okay.
It's the same color as her
contract been fully
suit.
executed?
She borrowed from her
I
brother.
believe it has, yes.
Okay. Thank you. I've introduced a motion this month asking for quarterly reports from EMD, in addition to asking them to present the contract to
Reading
City
that
Council
special,
so that we
she's
can
church lady.
understand the scope of work and ensure that we have an operational plan aside from what we've already done and what we're working on. So with that, I ask for your aye vote.
Thank you so much, Councilmember Rodriguez.
She was an ID4. I've seen her.
Thank you so
She's
much,
a
Ms.
star.
Park, for that. So
Tons. Thank you so much, Tons.
it was shared separately that the Department of Water and Power has retained AECom for essentially providing services that were seemingly in the similar scope of work that Haggerty is doing. Do you know if...
I was not aware that DWP had entered into an agreement with AECom, so I can't speak to what their
Of course, you don't know anything about anything.
So,
but you're the specialist.
Ms. Park, just kind of going back to the amount of information that we want to get going forward so that we can ensure that we are maximizing taxpayer dollars for the purposes of our focusing on our staff resources that are necessary in the recovery. I think it's really prudent and important for all of us to be paying very close attention that we are maximizing the existing contract that we've already engaged in with Haggerty to ensure that we are maximizing our recovery benefit from FEMA dollars, which is I know what they're focused on, but I don't want to see other entities, any other proprietaries going and embarking upon their own efforts separately, because I feel like it's the same taxpayer that's being affected by these financial costs.
As long as it's you and your fucking voters, I'm good with it. As long as it ain't me.
Colleagues, as we
You and the
look
idiots that
forward
support
to
you.
seeing these come back with regularity so that we can have continue to get updated on the financial impacts or implications of what we are looking at in terms of
Yeah,
the cost
stupid
of
little camera
recovery, but
fell
more
over.
importantly, making sure that we're maximizing
Doesn't
our staff
stand well on the
resources.
carpet.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for that, Councilmembers Park and Rodriguez. And we'll have the expectation, one, that we'll get the quarterly reports, but also, two, if there are other contracts that have been entered into separately, we get those reports. Those reports will come to the council
All right, everybody.
through the committee as well. Thank you. Anything else on this item, Councilmember Park?
Mr. President, just one more question. Do you know, is that FEMA reimbursable, the contract amounts?
I think it's going to depend on the scope of what the work they're doing.
think.
I have not, I can't say off the top of my head.
I don't
without
wanna
actually
hear I
seeing
think.
the full detailed scope.
All right, well, that's why the scope's so important in making sure that we have all of that aligned. All right, thank you.
Yeah, we want some
Thank
answers,
you. All right,
and apparently you have
this
none.
is item number one. Let's
Thanks for
open the roll
coming in
on the
today,
item.
Pat.
Close the roll, tabulate the vote.
Maybe you should go out and meet the sun.
14 ayes.
All right.
You know?
Any other items available for
What a
votes?
fucking joke.
Yes, sir. The council may now consider item 2, called special by Councilmember Nazarian for comments.
Councilmember Nazarian.
Look at my Dodger jammies.
Thank you, Council President. Colleagues, I just wanted to rise and pay particular attention. This is
To who?
a resolution supporting any state legislation that would help protect preservation of single-family homes. But I just want to put it on your radar because this is going to be something that I'm going to be very actively
I want to put it
working
on your
and I
radar.
look
Hopefully
forward
Donald
to,
Trump doesn't give you a
collaborating
fucking
with
cent.
all of you here,
Not
to
one
that end,
motherfucking
make
penny.
Sure that,
And
we
you
set
gotta
a
figure it
certain
all
new
out
tone
yourself.
in
All
making
40
sure that we
billion of
preserve
it.
single-family homes from
Not one
corporatization
fucking penny.
and or takeover
You listening, Trump?
by
Not one
entities
fucking
that
penny.
are outside of our state, collecting and taking revenues from California out of our state and taking it to their locations, as well as then forcing many more individuals to become renters over the course of time, rather than having built up equity and ownership in our state and in our city. Thank you very much, and I
When's
respectfully
that
ask for an
DEI
aye vote.
hire mayor
Thank you
going to
so
get
much, Mr.
fired?
Nazarian.
That
Seeing
token.
no other members on the
When's
queue
the
for this
token
item,
go?
Let's open the roll.
Anybody?
Close the roll, tabulate the vote.
When's the token out of here?
14 ayes.
What's next?
The
Not a
council may now consider
motherfucking
item
penny.
20, called special by
And you
Councilmember
do realize
Rahman
I'm
for
sitting in
comments
that
and a
state.
separate vote.
Councilmember Rahman.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
And I voted against this item in committee, but wanted to just clarify that while I strongly believe that we do need to be preventing over-densification of very high fire severity zones where there's real dangers present for residents and real challenges in terms of our city's ability to protect people who are living in the wildlife-urban interface, I do feel that the wording of this resolution is overbroad and actually could contribute to the exact kind of fear-mongering about density that reduces support for housing in LA and ironically pushes people further into the wildlife-urban interface. So I hope that people will take a good look at any legislation that's coming forward and ensures that we are building in the safer areas and allowing for more density there while keeping people out of the areas that pose many more dangers to them. Thank you.
All right.
Yes, they did, Harry. Yes, they did.
All right, let's open the roll on this item.
And they still continue
Close
to.
the roll.
It's not
tabulate
like
the
they're
vote.
done. One
13
no.
ayes,
The only one
one
was the
no.
cow. The cow voted no. Everybody else voted
Councilmember
yes.
Rahman. Yeah, so
Sorry, I'm a no.
she wanted to be recorded as a no vote.
And for the record, that would be 12 ayes and 2 noes.
All right.
So Noodle and the
What's
cow.
next?
No.
The council may
Two
now
no.
consider item 21, called special by Councilmember Hernandez for comments.
Councilmember Hernandez.
Thank you, colleagues. Colleagues, today we have an opportunity to strengthen our commitment to co-governance. Right now, there are over 400,000 young people that attend one of over 1,000 LAUSD schools that are here in the city. Yet they have zero direct say in how their districts are drawn, and that needs to change. As we see with a lot of the protests outside, it's a lot of young people. They're trying to find a way to tap in.
That's because all the funding for the adults is gone. So you don't have any more adults. All your side has to do is indoctrinate the little puppet kids. Because you understand they're easily moldable. Shout out to all you puppet kids. That's it, little puppet pawns. We got them outside. We got the whole show.
Action. Let's make sure those engaged in youth and student spaces are a part of the process of bringing
Let's
youth
get them
into
over here
the
so they can
conversation.
stab each other again.
The redistricting process will shape the educational landscape.
Well, that got
for years
swept
to
under the
come.
rug real
so
quick.
we must do our due diligence to develop
Raza
a structure
stabbing
that is
Raza.
reflective of the voices we seek to elevate. Let's take a step toward a more equitable redistricting
Where did that go?
process. I urge your aye vote on this. Thank you, colleagues.
Notice it went real quiet after that whole incident, ladies and
Thank you
gentlemen.
so much, Councilor.
Notice that.
No other comments on
Notice,
this item?
notice
Let's-
you, since all the Doge cuts, you ain't seen them in the streets, not adults, not one time, except for the indoctrinators around the little puppet kids. Notice that.
Mr. President, the council may now consider items 10 and 12, called special by Councilmember Price for recusal.
They can't
And for
afford
item
to pay their
12,
paid
Councilmember Rodriguez
protesters.
Called item 12 special for a separate vote.
And those paid
All right, we
protesters
considering
know
those
that they
together,
can't afford to
or-
just sit
No,
home.
sir, they would have
Separately?
They got to work.
All right, and
They got to
so we
steal.
can do
They
item
got to
10
do what they
first?
do
All right.
to make money.
Let's open the roll on item number 10, close the roll, tabulate the vote.
13 eyes.
All right, now number 12, Councilmember Rodriguez. You just want a separate vote. Okay, let's open the roll on 12, close the roll, tabulate the vote.
12 eyes, 1 no.
All right,
Sure,
what's next?
Wigsville, condolences to your family.
Can Mr. Price come back?
And, you know, for your grandma's loss. Patricia, this one's for you.
Mr. President, the council may move on to closed session items
in peace,
32
Patricia.
through 42, considered by the Budget and Finance Committee.
May your soul be
All
at
right.
peace. What's up, grilled cheese?
Our budget chair, Councilmember Yaroslavsky, we have some items from
I'm
committee.
sorry, buddy.
Thank you,
Sorry,
Council
Reed.
President. We heard items 32 through 42 in B&H on February 4th and the 18th, and I recommend approval of the committee's
Still being
recommendations.
redrawn,
All right.
Jess, because they can't agree on the way it was written.
Those items are before us.
And if I may,
Because they've
sir,
lumped
uh,
everybody
read the
together.
settlement amounts.
Yes.
Thank you, sir.
See,
For item 32.
You know, all this landlord bashing, what they don't want to tell you is most landlords are mom and pops, and they don't even own their properties. The banks own their properties. Finance companies, they own the properties. That's what they don't want to say. Their buddies are the big developers, so they hope that the little guys get killed out, so their big buddies can come in, buy these properties on the cheap, and then kick them back money.
Chico versus City of Los Angeles et al. There's a recommendation to expend up to $1,150,000 in settlement. For item 35, in the case entitled Lauren Ruggiero versus City of Los Angeles et al., there's a recommendation to expend up to $350,000 in settlement.
More settlements.
For item 36, in the case entitled Joanne Corngood versus City of Los Angeles et al., there's a recommendation to expend up to $195,000 in settlement.
Hell yeah,
For
it is,
item
Cyrus.
37, in the case entitled Juan Cardenas versus City of Los Angeles et al., there's a recommendation to
EDS.
expend up to $150,000 in settlement. For item 38, in the case entitled Austin Hubner versus City of Los Angeles, there's a recommendation to expend up to $400,000 in settlement. For item 39, in the case entitled Marquis Buford versus Anthony Handy et al., there's a recommendation to reject the plaintiff's offer of settlement. For item 40, in the case entitled Byford Peter Whittingham versus City of Los Angeles et al., there's a recommendation to expend up to $370,000 in settlement. For item 41, in the case entitled Cesar Osorio versus City of Los Angeles et al., there's a recommendation to expend up to $195,000 in settlement. And for item 42, in the case entitled Scott Harmon versus City of Los Angeles, there's a recommendation to expend up to $295,000 in settlement.
All right, those items are now before us. Let's open the roll, close the roll, tabulate the vote.
14 eyes.
All right, what's next?
Mr. President, the council may now proceed to presentations.
Thank you so much. So we have a couple presentations today
Ah.
on a Wednesday. I want to ask, before we start our presentation, I want to ask Ms. Etna Trejo to join me, come behind the gate and join me on the dais here. We're very excited about Ms. Trejo. She joined the city in 2004, so we're celebrating 20 years of service to the city of Los Angeles. And she is the person that is there with a big smile every time we drive into the garage in the morning. For the 9 years that I've been here, you've been there every day. She is part of our sunshine that we see every morning when we come in, and has the great energy to make sure everybody on the street is safe, make sure the cars are
no
safe,
clapping.
and make sure we kind of can get a
Sorry,
smile on
Catherine.
our face before we come into the building. She is a resident of the 8th District, which I'm very, very proud of. It's all right to clap for that. And many of you know that we fought so hard, and Mr. McCosker has helped move forward in our Personnel Committee, the Targeted Local Hire Program, which has allowed Aetna to promote to accounting clerk trainee through the Bridge to Jobs program. So we're very excited about what that can mean, and want to thank you from the bottom of our hearts for everything that you've done for our city. Edna Trejo, ladies and gentlemen. You don't want to talk? You sure you don't want to speak?
I just want to say thank you to everyone. I develop a relationship with each individual parks here, and just say thank you. And I guess, like my dad always said, the sky is the limit, and now it's time to promote financially and professionally. So thank you so much. I will miss you, but hoping that after 2 years, I'm back at City Hall.
Thank you so much. And the trail. All right, our next presentation will be led by Council District 10, Councilwoman Heather Hutt.
Good morning, everybody.
The unelected one, Heather Hutt.
Come this way.
He's making his way, man. Hold on. They don't move too quick. There's Stacy. I didn't see Stacy. She's there.
So as we continue to celebrate Black History Month, it's a distinct honor to introduce a man
Here comes
who's
Free Palestine.
dedicated
No,
his life
end apartheid.
to equality, and that's Dr. Adrian Dove. Thank you. Dr. Dove isn't just a name in
screwed,
civil
Ron.
rights
So is the
history.
Palisades.
He's a living architect. He chairs the world's largest and longest-running life celebration of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., the Kingdom Day Parade, which is something many of you have joined me in, a testament to Dr. King's enduring legacy that recently
They love him so much, but yet they never
remarkable
tell you that he was a
40th
Republican and not a Democrat.
As
that
a
he didn't
young
like
member
their
of
people.
the Congress of Racial Equality,
They
which
never
we know
say
is
that shit,
CORE,
but they love him so
Dr.
much.
Dove courageously joined Dr. King in the South, becoming a freedom rider and registering
As soon as those files
voters
open up,
in
you'll realize that
Alabama,
he was killed
and
by
South
them as
Carolina
well.
during the height
Just
of the
like
civil rights
JFK.
movement.
Just like Malcolm
These
X.
experiences weren't just lessons; they were the foundation
Be
of
willing to
his
bet.
lifelong commitment
It
to
all
justice.
opens up.
His influence extended to the highest level of policy. Dr. Dove's work on Philadelphia's plan for minority employment was groundbreaking, establishing equitable opportunity programs that became a model for the nation. This achievement brought him to the attention of the federal government, where he served as a special counsel to the White House.
Yeah, his
on
father
civil
was a
rights
Republican,
and
Martin
social
Luther
justice.
King.
In his role, Dr.
was a
Dove was
Republican.
instrumental in
So,
the creation of
Junior
the Office
was
of
a
Minority
Republican
Business,
just like his father
providing expert counsel
before
on
him.
policies impacting racial equality and shaping initiatives designed to dismantle systematic discrimination.
Quincy passed away, so it can't be Quincy.
His contributions directly impacted the development
sure
of
Quincy
programs
passed away.
aimed at promoting
Pretty sure he
equity
died
and addressing
a couple
the
years ago.
deep-seated challenges of racial injustice. Dr. Dove's
Dr.
understanding
Dre-
of King's
Dr.
legacy
Dre is a doctor,
isn't just theoretical.
like,
It's deeply
Jill
personal
Biden's a doctor.
And forged in the crucial of direct action. He didn't just read
Just
about
like
the
Dr.
struggle for
Feelgood, that's
equity.
right.
He lived it. His work has not only broadened our understanding of civil rights, but has also inspired
just yet,
and empowered
Golf.
a new
It's reeling,
generation
though.
of leaders to carry
It's on
the
the
torch
ropes.
of justice. Dr. Dove,
Stumbling.
today we thank you for your extraordinary contributions and unwavering dedication to building a more just and equitable world. We celebrate your remarkable career and wish you
2 months ago. Wow, is that
continued
all it
success.
was? I thought it was
And
more
we
than that.
understand
But
you're
yeah, I know. I remember
retiring
even
this year
passing.
after so many years.
Dr.
So
Pepper is more of a
we're
doctor than
excited
most of
about
these folks.
passing
Yes.
the torch, and
Dr.
we're
Pepper.
really proud of the work that you have done.
This will be my third retirement. I retired from the
My-
federal government 30 years ago.
He said my third retirement.
And I retired from other movements.
Is he grabbing her
20 years
booty
ago.
right now? Let me get some of that.
Sort of retiring again, but that's about a chance.
Okay, all right.
Okay,
And
all
now,
right. I
I'd
don't care.
like to bring
All
up
right, let's
from
go.
CD9,
You let me finish
Colonel-
talking about you?
Thank you, Councilwoman.
Curran
I'm
DeMille
so honored
Price.
to join you as
Oh,
we
Grady.
Honor a real hero in our community, Dr. Adrian Dove and his wife. They are a power couple.
Why do you
Dr.
go with the
Dove
white
stood
meat?
shoulder to shoulder with some of the most revered figures of our time. He certainly was a veteran of the Korean War, as you heard,
boy.
first served his country on the battlefield, but his
Got him
greatest
some of
fight
that
was
white
still
stuff.
ahead. When he returned home, he used his GI Bill to further his education, proving that heart, determination, and intellect could open any door. And at the core of his
Shady
life's
Grady.
work is a commitment to ensuring that no one is ever denied their constitutional right to vote because of the color of their skin. Dr. Dove was a close friend of Dr. King, and he fought shoulder to shoulder with him to make voting reality for everyone. His work has contributed to creating an environment that is more inclusive, more just, and more representative of the people that it serves. When Governor Pat Brown sought his leadership after the Watts riots, Dr. Dove answered the call. His journey took him to the White House, where he's advised not only one, not two, but 4 U.S. presidents: President Johnson, Richard Nixon, Gerald Ford, and Jimmy Carter. In the rooms where decisions were made, he pushed for policies that expanded economic and educational opportunities. It was there that he championed economic empowerment and opportunities for Black and minority-owned businesses, ensuring that entrepreneurship and financial independence were within the reach of everyone. Today, in 2025, his impact continues to be undeniable. As we've heard, as chair of the CEO of the Kingdom Day Parade for over a decade, Dr. Dove has ensured that King's
Dr.
legacy is
Disrespect's
not
more of a
merely
doctor,
remembered,
yes.
but is actively lived out. This year, out of compassion of those less fortunate, Dr. Dove made the difficult decision to postpone the parade in light of the wildfires. But in true Dr. Dove fashion, the spirit of Dr. King, we marched last week on President's Day to affirm our commitment to unity and to the ongoing fight for justice. Dr. Dove has been a visionary, a warrior of the civil rights movement, and a mentor for generations. And so, Doctor, your impact is seen in the leaders that you have shaped, the businesses you have uplifted, and the doors you have opened. And we are all very appreciative for your efforts. We celebrate you, we thank you, and we know that the work that you do will have a lasting impact on all of our communities. And we thank you, and we love you.
We thank you.
And we love you.
So now we want to present you with a certificate signed by all.
Look at 3-inch shrimp in the pink. I love him right now.
Just recognizing your good
Oh,
work
3-inch.
For so many years for civil rights, and also bringing attention to the young people about how important civil rights are, how important Dr. King was, and that the work that we do must continue. Thank you. We need to pose for a picture.
It's like a fucking library in here. So much for the joyous occasion.
Here you go, Dr. Dove.
Dr. Dove. Is that like Dr. Waffles or Mr. Pancake?
I'm so greatly moved by these two great people on the city council, in fact, by the entire city council that voted, and I appreciate it, and it's a great honor. I worked in this building for about 10 years under Mayor Tom Bradley and set up the minority business program. That was one of my jobs I retired from before going into the present one. But I'm kind of sad in a way today because some of the programs, Executive Order 11246 by President Johnson that created equal opportunity in jobs, and all these programs that are called DMI, really affirmative action and equality, things that correct the flaws of simple majority, winner-take-all democracy. They're being wiped out right now. And I'm going to use my third retirement to fight full-time against the junk that's happening in Washington. I hate to be negative today, but there are some severe things that programs like IRS is being wiped out. That was created by Lincoln to finance the war to free the slaves.
It was to rebuild the country for 10 years, and then he squashed it after 10.
Some of the closing of the border.
And Abraham Lincoln wasn't a Democrat like you.
I had a 90th birthday, but I'm not through. I'm going to, on my fourth retirement, I'm going to work full-time advising the president, which used to be my full-time job, so I know exactly how to do it, and I'm not going to get paid for it. I wasn't invited to do it, but I'm going to submit it to the media and try to get support from the city council to continue this work. And I thank you for honoring me today, and I take it as encouragement to continue on to my next career. Thank you.
Thank you, Democrat puppet.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, creator of the KKK and the Jim Crow laws.
In front of every great
internment
man
camps,
is an amazing
Chinese
woman.
Exclusion
This
Act.
is Doug.
Thank you.
Thank you for your contribution.
Mr. Potato Head,
for
whatever your
sharing
name was.
husband
Thank you.
With the nation.
Appreciate you. I just want to thank you for all of it right now.
Thank you so much,
all the waste,
Councilmember Hutton.
all
Congratulations
the money
and thank you for all
that's
you.
been wasted that could have went into the communities. Instead, they spent it on Iraqi Sesame Street. You are such a goddamn puppet. Still living on that goddamn Democrat plantation that many years later. Straight washed. Thoroughly washed.
For public comment
Thoroughly
into
washed.
the record and proceed.
Yes, Mr.
That's
President.
cue ball. Living with
To people
Monsieur
providing
Candy.
public comment, when it is your turn to speak, please state which of the agenda items you'd like to speak to. You will have 1 minute per item, up to 3 minutes total for the items open for public comment.
All right, finally, here we go.
When speaking on the agenda items, you must be on topic.
38 minutes in.
Our goal is to get through as many speakers as we can. If you are not on topic, or if we cannot tell whether you are on topic, you will get one brief warning from me or the council president. At that point, you need to get immediately and clearly on topic. If you do not do so, or if you again stray off topic, you will forfeit the rest of your speaking time, and we will move on to the next speaker. The items open for public comment on the agenda are items 22 through 27, items 29 through 31,
Jesus, that head.
and item 43. So again, let me repeat.
Imagine that head
The
with a
items
motorcycle
open
helmet
for
on
public
it.
comment on the agenda.
How big would it
are
be?
items 22 through 27,
Or a football
29
helmet.
through 31, and item 43. Item 28 has been continued.
Imagine
Members
seeing,
of the public may also speak from
Imagine seeing that head with a football helmet with that new halo or whatever they call it padding on top of it. How big would it be then?
the city's subject matter
That'd
jurisdiction.
be huge.
One more announcement,
All
if
right,
I can
everybody.
have the interpreters make this allowed for the room. If you require a
This thing would be
Spanish
like
language
this
interpreter,
big, bro.
please make sure to pause every few sentences so that the interpreters can interpret.
Si ustedes requiere un intérprete de español, por favor, dé una pausa después de cada uno o dos frases.
Oh, there's no way a motorcycle
And
helmet
don't
fits
worry,
on that head.
we will pause
He'd
the
have to
clock
go
when
to
the
Bell
interpreters are
specially to
interpreting,
have it
so you will
made.
get the same amount of time as everyone else. Thank you.
Y no se preocupe, va a recibir la misma cantidad de tiempo porque vamos a dar una pausa cada vez que la intérprete empiece a interpretar.
I will now call names for public comment. Amalani Ramirez, Julieta Garcia, Alejandra Aguilar, Anisha Williams,
All right, no funny names yet. No Mike Oxmall. None of that. Is this Flying Foods?
Good morning. Which items would you like to speak to?
Public comment.
Okay, so you have 1 minute. Go ahead.
Okay. Good morning. My name is Amalina Ramirez, and I work at McDonald's here in Los Angeles. I'm here to ask that you support the fast food work ordinance so that we can ensure every fast food worker knows their rights. For too long, my colleagues and I have been uninformed about our rights. At my job, we deal with several safety issues every day. Our walk-in freezer is often slippery and dangerous, and several of my workers have fallen or been locked into the freezer. We also don't have adequate step stools, and we also deal with angry customers who threaten us with bodily harm just for doing our jobs. For the longest time, I didn't know we could do something about these issues until I learned about our rights. That's why we're asking you to put the fair work and fast food motion on the agenda so that we can protect ourselves. Thank you.
I love it.
You hear that, Mickey D's? Y'all better shape up.
Good morning. Which items would you like to speak to?
Public comment.
Okay, so you have 1 minute. Go ahead.
Good morning. My name is Anisha Williams. I'm a fast food worker here in Los Angeles, and I'm here to support the fast food workers ordinance. And I'm a single mother of 6.
Whoa.
It's terrible how these bosses try to make you guys believe that they can't afford this, but they can.
Whoa.
We're asking for sustained schedules. We need predictable scheduling. We need paid time off, and so on, things like that. I'm a homeless, working, single mother, working at a multi-million-dollar company. And they keep cutting my wages.
Billion.
They took me off the schedule. It's ridiculous what they are able to do. It's very depressing. Every time I wake up, I cry because I know that I have to go to work, and when I get off of work, I have nowhere to go. Thank you.
Excuse me, bitch.
Did you say 6 kids? I think we should have stopped. Unless they're all, you had.
Hi, good morning. My name is
had
Alejandra
triplets or
Aguilar
something.
Perez. Good morning to all you council meetings that are in front of me. I'm trying to reach out to all of you guys so you guys could help us with the ordinance that we're trying to get through. It helps us with fair schedules and predictable schedules so we could set up our doctor's appointment around our schedule, as well as stopping the shortage of the hours, which 30% of our population is single mothers like me that are struggling for the shortage of the hours, as much as personal training for us to know how to deal with customers that are under the influence of drugs that do not know how to control themselves, that could put us in the situations, a life or death situations that could really cost us a life when we're working. And pay sick days, that's all we're asking for right now. And to be honest with you, we really need this going on because some of us are working 16 hours or 30 minutes per 2 weeks, and that's not paying off. We don't got much money to pay off rents or anything like that, and we need sick pay days. That's what I'm asking for. Thank you.
All right, really quick, I need to pause it. Men and women, young ones especially, I probably know not a lot of you are watching, but please, take heed of what's going on here. You can hear the way they speak. They're not very educated. They have these kids, and they can't fucking afford them. And they're getting knocked up by probably not the best men, or they aren't the best women, or a combination of both. Okay? This is why it's really important not to have kids unless you can fucking afford them. Otherwise, you're going to come here and beg like them. Okay? She should be busy getting an education. Not having more kids.
Good morning. And which items would you like to speak to?
Hola, buenos días. Mi nombre es Julieta García.
Hi, good morning. My name is Julieta Garcia.
Estoy acá presente para un comentario público.
I'm here to give a public comment.
Es
Sí,
para exigirles a ustedes, tocarles el corazón para que aprueben en su agenda y sea pasada.
And it is to demand and hopefully get to your heart for you to be able to put on the agenda and eventually approve
el proyecto que incluye 3 aspectos fundamentales.
The project that includes 3 fundamental aspects.
Dentro de la industria de comida rápida.
which are aspects within the fast food industry,
que son horarios justos,
which are fair hours,
tiempo libre pagado,
paid time off,
entrenamiento para todos los trabajadores.
training for all employees.
Yo les pregunto a cada uno de ustedes
And I ask each and every one of you
si ustedes serían capaces de sobrevivir
if you would be able to survive
con 4 a 7 horas de trabajo cada semana,
off of just 4 to 6 hours of work a week.
que es lo que está pasando cada trabajador
And this is happening to each worker,
de la industria de comida rápida.
each fast food worker.
De la misma manera les pregunto a cada uno de ustedes
And also, I ask each and every one of you
si serían capaces de trabajar
if you would be able to work
en donde su empleador cometa infracciones y quebrante la ley laboral de cada uno de ustedes.
where your employers are committing and violating labor laws at your workplace.
Los 50,000 trabajadores de Los Ángeles,
The
It does
4,000
look like
workers
Alex.
in
That's what
LA
I'm saying.
confiamos en ustedes
might be
para que
him.
nos apoyen.
are depending on you to support them.
Same kind of body
Gracias.
type,
Thank you.
same hat, same fucking suit.
I will now call more names for public comment. Jason Jenkins, Tiffany Henyard, Rob Kwan, Candace Vick, Karen Mack.
There's Jason Jenkins. Jason, you're there, man. Jason's living forever in the lure of the city council.
Good morning. You have
Excuse
3
me,
minutes
which
for the
item are
items and
open?
1 minute for general public
Which
comment.
item are
Please begin
open?
with the items. So before
which
you start
i-
his time, just for everybody,
Which
the items
item
that
are
are open
open?
for public comment are items 22 through 27, 29 through 31, and item 43. Please begin with the items. Go ahead.
22. First of all, thank you very much for your Google Translate. Item number 22. 各小妻幫我扶傲起，肝心有濕啦也叫，解讀地入心經總干掉，嚟神埋地愛曉。一件白債來身邊嚟見萬個背書掉，叫入聲加馬能有人悔啦把笑答怎要，答少影啊讓你買了風了，咁你總說這自個的天后。辛辛苦苦把我養大，我卻愛在你身邊感笑。Item number 23 來問也把有定制嘅作必 feel， 令我心迷你望地驕傲。恨就你問喺火邊擺花，我怕你問再定不了。死不死我們都不戰得嚟問叫把悔邊流，死不死我們在濕沙叫啦問係令把我舉高高，晒不死嘅被這把風燒沙被子我們快能入掉，下輩子我一定否否定過不再讓嚟問笑流，死不死我們都不戰得嚟問叫把悔邊流。Item number 25. 協沙發笑叫，來要個應標，十嘟消防燒。
That's Michael Jackson.
來叫來望要，入晒蠟也叫，心愛大愛笑，心溫必索掉。
What song is that?
不入心答怎要，也是愛實表放了。 嚟喪我不解，把解再14封鎖了我愛你，又怎麼更明我沒有所放的離棄？請告訴我，也被信不信放棄。For the general comment. Thank you very much for the Black History Month. And I just want to inform our council member, I am tired of being a prostitute on Figueroa Street. I want to go back to school. I want to go back to work. And then all those Figueroa people, all those gangster people, they cannot continue to bully my body. My body is my choice. That's Democrats' talking point. You cannot use my body without my consent.
Speaker, well, general public comment is quite broad.
I want to talk about public safety in Figueroa Street.
Okay,
Figueroa Street is under the jurisdiction of the city. And I want to make sure that people like me, as a transgender prostitute, I cannot be the victim of sex crime anymore. I cannot be the next victim of the sex trafficking anymore. This is under the jurisdiction of the city of Los Angeles. Enough is enough. I cannot be raped again. I cannot be used my body without my consent anymore.
Speaker, your time has
Instead of a
expired.
transgender
And in all
prostitute.
seriousness, if anybody is the victim of sex trafficking, I would encourage you to contact the appropriate authorities. The city does take that very seriously.
Yeah, I'm
so
sure
again,
they do.
That goes for the previous speaker and anyone else.
You know what's funny is
Good
we
morning.
give him so much shit,
Which
but he
items
is
would you
the
like to
only
speak to?
professional one there.
General public
Only
comment.
one.
Okay, so you have 1 minute. Go ahead.
Great. Just in time for Black History Month, I want to thank you for your collaboration in the establishment of the historic South LA Black Cultural District. I'm
Hysterical.
Karen Mack, a member of the LA City Planning Commission, executive director of LA Commons, and partner with the Office of Senator Lola Smallwood Cuevas in the implementation of this project. Our work at LA Commons is all about using art and culture to lift up the stories of Angelenos and increase our sense of belonging. We are so grateful to Senator Smallwood Cuevas for the opportunity this district provides at a time when our country is focused on erasing the history of Black people, to say that this is not our value system and to bring much needed economic development to South LA. We look forward to collaborating with all of you, and especially President and Council members Harris Dawson, Price, and Hutt, to tell the authentic story of LA as we welcome the world. Thank you.
Yeah, they're very authentic.
Before the next speaker comes, I'd like to
version, you
call the
mean?
last names. Edgman Jacobian, Abish Adams, Stacy Segarra Bollinger, Dr. Chavez, Dr. Truth Bay.
Okay, that
Good
ain't
morning.
Alex
Which
Stein.
items would you like to
Dr.
speak
Truth
to?
Bay is in the house
General
again.
public comment.
Okay, so you have 1 minute. Go ahead.
Good morning. My name is Candace Vick. Marquise Harris Dawson, I voted for you. I'll never vote for you again. I live and I work in the 8th District. You haven't done shit, and I'm really angry. I would like to know, where did the rent registry come from? I don't remember seeing it on any ballot. When did it start? Which year? Where do the funds go that are collected from the homeowners, landlords, and corporations that paid the rent registry? And who decided for the additional just cause ordinance for the tenants? Fuck the tenants. They're tearing up our properties, and they have all these badass kids that don't know how to take care of, and I'm tired. Where do the funds go? I'd like to know. But guess what? I am going to get a campaign, and I'm going to make sure that your ass never gets back in office again, because you're not doing shit.
I love it.
Thank you.
I love you, lady. She just said, fuck the kids. Ain't that the truth? Rob Kwan. Ain't that the
Which item
goddamn
would you like to
truth?
speak to?
You and your cockroach kids.
General comment. Okay, so you have 1 minute for the item and 1 minute for general. Please
Ain't
begin
that
with the
the
item. Go ahead.
goddamn truth?
So, item 30 is on Earth Day, a street banner campaign. And I just can't help but think about the consequences of people in office
Love
being
her.
drunk on
Fuck.
power.
I love her.
Sadly, on this Earth Day, we will have to reflect upon the fact that yesterday marked the second occasion on which somebody from the council president's staff appeared to shove a reporter. In this case, a Channel 5 reporter. And I wonder if before Earth Day, we will see the city release the security footage from back there of this incident so we can see what happened. Get to the bottom of it.
Yep.
with Earth Day, you know, we're faced with our climate crisis, Groot. And my favorite quote from Bob Blumenfield, I'll remind you, is, "Business as usual cannot exist. We have to fundamentally change the way we do things in this city so that we can grow back in a strong way." And I just think for the sake of Earth Day, maybe we should get that Charter Reform Commission going. I want to correct the record. Yesterday I said I made 8 attempts with staff from CD8 and the mayor's office in my efforts to avoid going there with Karen.
Thank you, AZL.
Upon further review, it was actually 10. Really, I do question the political instincts being utilized here. The story just invites a certain billionaire to weigh in on another one of Karen's failures. What's done is done, and it seems like it might have knocked some sense into her. And that's even before the story drops. But I just think it validates that shame is the only thing that works with you people. And for my fellow chaos agent, I just wonder, maybe we should do what Mayor Reardon did. And the only way we could get around a council that refuses to reform itself is through the initiative process. That's the only reason we got charter reform in '99. So the more you fail and fuck around, more you're inclined to find out.
I like Rob Kwan. Shout out to Rob Kwan. Alex Stein lookalike here, everybody.
Hello, general public comment.
It's definitely not Alex Stein, but he looks like him.
Thank you. I'm a legal migrant to the United States. I'm here today to support the law enforcement officers and especially the ICE officers. What's been happening in this city is reprehensible, and the support of the city council members and Mayor Karen Bass is appalling for these criminals and doxing ICE agents. I'm here calling for President Trump and the DOJ to unleash the full force of the federal government on Mayor Karen Bass and city council members for funding NGOs and sponsoring these professional rioters and criminals.
General public comment, while broad, is your opportunity to ask this council to do something.
Yeah, it is related to the council. Can you give me my time back, please? You stopped me, and it was 20. It was 20 seconds.
So again, you were asking the President of the United States to do something, not this council. But
can you give me my time back, 20 seconds, please? When you interrupted me.
No, that's your time, next speaker.
That's how they do you. That's the Democrat way, communist fucks. You say they're not communist. Stop you from talking, eat up your time, and don't give it back to you. You say they're not communist.
Which items would you like to speak to?
Anti-American
If I could speak
fucks.
on items 3 to 7 and public
And every
comment,
one of
please.
you fucking beggars who vote for him, you deserve everything you get. Hopefully you get nothing but crumbs. And you're a beggar your whole fucking lives. And your kids are that same thing.
We have 1 minute for general public comment. Go ahead.
Let the cycle
Thank
continue.
you. Hello, today's Wednesday, February 26, 2025, here at Los Angeles City Hall on 200 North Spring Street in Los Angeles, California, 90012 in room 340 in the John Ferrero Council chambers. In February 2025, the fire department has acknowledged of the hiccups or errors on the payroll that they did not receive, which is due to wage theft if people are not being paid. As a past Rec and Parks employees, I also indicated of the wage theft that was encountered on my paychecks since 2002. As a counselor, I'm still waiting on your counselors who passed the bar on defining and giving me the definition of adjusting. Past employee myself, 76266, I'm still experiencing defamation of character for speaking up, stalking, bullying, hate crimes, and whistleblower retaliation. Please email chavez.docdr.llc@icloud.com.
Who's the hate crimer against
And for members of the public,
Artist
I know the time
and
seems
song
to go
title.
quickly. If
Both,
you have
guys, we need
additional
both.
comments that you'd like to make,
Artist and song
you're
title.
welcome to do so in writing at
First one who puts it in the chat wins.
lacouncilcomment.com. The reason why we are strict on the time limit is we have to give everybody the same amount of time. Good morning. Which items would you like to speak to?
All items in general public comment, please.
So you have 3 minutes for the items and 1 minute for general. Please begin with the items. Go ahead.
Thank you. On item 31, this is the city acquiring property to create what is called Pacoima Lifestyle Center acquisition project. I would love to see more motions like this on our agendas. The city spends an insane amount of money leasing space for offices and events and stuff like that, when really we should be owning it. So I think this is a worthy use of our money, and I appreciate that it's coming from discretionary funding. So I challenge all of the council members to find some property in their district they can acquire and use their office as discretionary funding and get that property. And if you can, operate your office's physical location out of that property. I know for CD4, the taxpayers are paying a lot of money to lease office space there. It just doesn't make any sense to funnel more taxpayer money into the hands of landlords. We're not getting a good bang for our buck. Let's buy more property. We also have a street banner campaign, thanks to Adjournment and Marquise for Earth Day. It's good to make people aware of things like Earth Day, worthy cause, but what would be more impactful would be to actually crack down on making sure environmental regulations are abided by, don't give so many CEQA exemptions, and I would also challenge you in the coming weeks to take public transportation to work. I saw Miles from CD4 on the train the other day. Hey, Miles. It would be great to see more of your staff and y'all taking public transportation, not only because of the emissions it would save, but then also you're getting a firsthand experience of what members of the public are dealing with when they ride the city's metro rail and buses.
But Andrew, your friend told us it was fine, Stacy.
Some REAP motions. I think you all know how I feel about REAP. I think it's kind of bullshit that when a landlord is derelict in their duties, they don't suffer any penalties. Once they fix the issue, they get all of the rent money back. And so the tenant has to deal with subpar conditions, but they still have to pay the full amount of rent. That's not how things work for most of us. When we don't do our jobs, we don't get paid, and I don't think it should be different for landlords. Item 29 is a little over $500,000 in funding for the New Economics for Women to provide services at the Van Nuys Family Source Center. I looked into this organization, and it seems like they do some pretty good things. They help women start and maintain their businesses. They've developed some affordable housing, and that's great, but I wonder how much of this money could be better spent if it was just allocated directly to folks who need it rather than funneling it through a 501c3 with highly paid administrators. What about utilities? I'm pretty sure some of this money is going to go into utilities for this organization's operations.
General public comment?
No matter how hard we try, you keep pushing us aside. How do we break through when we're talking to you? It's so sad the way you're behaving, political games you are playing. You always waste the people's time. It should be considered a crime. Oh, let's reinstate remote commenting. Do you care to hear what we say, or are you trying to silence us? Oh, let's reinstate remote commenting so you can hear what the people say, even if they can't be here in person.
JC's the winner.
Let's bring back telephone comment, y'all. And I would like everyone who's listening to go to YouTube and follow at Request to Speak. The title of their page is called On Topic, but searching that won't get you there. It's at Request to Speak. It's a good conglomeration of things that happen here in city chambers, and shout out Smoke and Scan.
Oh, there we go. Thank you, Stacy. 19-time Grammy Award winner. Randy was the winner. Sorry, Randy was the winner.
Dawson's Brown Act violation.
Robin.
Which items would you like to speak to, Speaker? And feel free to move the mic if you need to.
Thank you. Items 22 through 25. I had 28, but that's not allowable, right?
Okay, right. 28 has been continued, so there will be an opportunity in the future to speak to that. So you have 3 minutes for the items you mentioned and 1 minute for general public comment. Please begin with the items. Go ahead.
Oh, 29 and also general public comment. Okay. Items 22 through 25 are for the removal of private properties from the rent escrow account. I support these items because and so that indicted and on trial for pay-to-play and embezzlement schemes, corrupt criminal current price, and Dawson cannot place additional liens on the properties of these items for their developers and personal gain. In my opinion, the REAP accounts for these items and properties were targets of indicted criminal current price. In my opinion, the REAP funds collected from these citizens' properties should be returned to them or used for social services programs that would benefit the people of Los Angeles instead of lining the pockets of indicted on trial current prices and corrupt Dawson's developer buddies and the other corrupt politicians of this so-called council. In my opinion, wording should be added to these items that should set up a special audit procedure for the collected funds against council corruption and set procedures and programs that would benefit the property owners via payment into a property improvement fund. Further, in my opinion, Current Price should not be allowed to vote on these items unless the criminal is acquitted of all the pay-to-play and embezzlement charges he is currently on trial for. In my opinion, these items should have the following language added to them. All funds collected from these property owners will be returned to them along with all expenses associated with the liens placed on these properties by the corrupt city government. Item 29 is for the addition of $549,000 to the contract of New Economics for Women's Van Nuys Family Resource Center. In my opinion, these items should receive a no vote. If indicted on trial, criminal Current Price and corrupt Dawson are allowed to vote. This $549,000 item is yet another example of how all other communities are represented versus the Black Uncle Tom worthless, self-serving, corrupt members of the sleazy council represent the black community. Therefore, in my opinion, the dollar amount of this item should be doubled to address the fact that black women are only 4% of the population, but almost 60% of assaults, rapes, and violent crimes in Los Angeles. I am on my general public comment. The LA Council is the most incompetent, and corrupt local government in the history of U.S. Within just the last couple of years, Councilman Englander indicted and jailed Yurni Martinez, Gil Cedillo, Kevin Leon Viton Leon, all ousted for insane racism and corruption. Eric Garcetti, deputy mayor, 12 years sentence. Karen Bass, deputy mayor for public safety, current investigator for bomb threats. Current Price, indicted and currently on trial. Mark Ridley, Uncle Thomas, indicted and convicted racist Asian John Lee,
General public comment.
indicted by Ethics Commission.
She's on General
Jose
Public.
Weezar, convicted
He's an idiot,
for 13
not paying
years.
attention.
Marquise Dawson is next. Sleazy Marquise Dawson's credentials are as follows. CD8 is a food desert. The city's highest incarceration rate, highest homeless rate, highest unemployment rate in the United States, and the little man has procured over $10 million in luxury offices for himself. Okay, all done.
Kat, thank you for the huge dono. Thank you, Kat.
Before the next speaker comes, I'd like to call a few names. Diane Chavez, Shaniqua Figueroa, Tarak Aziz, and Seha.
Thank you, Kat. That's huge.
Good morning. Which items would you like to speak to?
Dr. Truth Bay.
Good morning. Agenda 30 and public comment.
I'm sorry, which items?
30.
Okay, so you have 1 minute for the item and 1 minute for general. Please begin with the item.
Thank
Go
you
ahead.
much. So this is relative to the street banner campaign awareness Earth Day LA 2025 being coordinated by the Bureau of Sanitation, motion by Harris Dawson and Nazarian. Thank you so much for considering Earth Day. We here in South LA, we don't have too much to look forward to when it comes to the environment. You know, smoke and liquor stores, dispensaries, and as they mentioned, Figueroa Street, it just fills the air just like West LA does. So I'm asking you for Earth Day LA that the $500,000 that's being paid for the parasitic vermin they call Steven Soberoff that's responsible for Nipsey Hussle's murder in 2019. Ms. Karen Bass needs to reconsider that if you're looking for a coordinator for the fire victims. So with the environment due to black folks in South LA, again, I repeat, we are so grateful for the secondhand smoke that is often given to us in that area. So I hope District 9 and District 8 and District 10 can do a little better for that population.
General public comment.
General public comment. So I'm here to promote one of the prolific films, Put Down the Guns. Terry Carney, who's a native of South LA. This is a film concerning gangs as well as organizations and individuals who are affected by gun violence. I myself lost my son in 2009 to gun violence, and that's how I figured out that where I lived in the hood, there was no resources to prevent these children from killing each other. So thanks again. I guess that's another Earth Day initiative. So today we'll be at Victorville Valley Performing Arts at 3 p.m. For those who want to join, it is narrated by Ice-T. This is 4 years in the making, 51 awards. Take down the guns, put down the guns, a world epidemic. Check it out. And we're trying to do more screenings for South LA, not only in the hood here, but in Memphis, Detroit, you know, Chi-Town, where a high rate of gun violence is affecting our youth. So please check that out. Put down the guns, a world epidemic. I'm your friendly neighborhood policy analyst, Dr. Truth Bay, and I am not happy to be here. Blessings.
Well, you don't like the cops in the neighborhood, so how are we going to stop the people with the guns? Just by talking nice? That doesn't work. Viewer discretion is advised. Again,
Good morning. We have
reality.
3 minutes for the items and 1 minute for general. Please.
I live in reality.
Yes, DEI dog hire. So let's see here, 22. That's Imelda Padilla giving out fucking rent, fucking protection to landlords. So today we're on the side of the landlord. What is it with you schizophrenic cocksuckers? I don't know. And then number 3, Bob Blaubenbleld, who showed up late. Yes, I'll shit on him, but I will support his item. And then Heather Hutt, who doesn't know how to run a fucking Brown Act meeting, on number 24. Fuck number 24. It took too long for that person to get their rent back. And then we got Curran Price, the indicted one. Let's give him a hand for being indicted. Oh. That's right. And when you get a chance, everybody, take a look at the old sneakers that Price is wearing. I think he's down to his last shoes.
So I'm going to ask.
Yeah, we caught that on the press conference.
I'm just asshole. Well, I'm on topic, asshole. You're not. You're off topic. Then we have CD13, Hugo Stalin, the no-good, dirty communist asshole, giving out rent protection to landlords today. Today he's pro-landlords. And then we got useless Kevin on a skirt. Gerardo doesn't do anything, just votes yes. And we want to thank Kevin De Leon for number 28.
Which item 28 is not open for public comment. If you were listening earlier, it's been continued.
No, I don't. I never listened to you. You're worthless. Now, number 29, we have the Moni Cow on number 29. Let's give her a shout out. Yes, that's right. Big old fat Moni Cow got enough money to let it go forward. $550,000 to her little fat friend, Imelda Padilla, care of Moni Cow, Cunt for something called Family Source Centers. There's no Family Source Centers. LA is anti-family. Didn't you know that? And then we have Earth Day. Fuck Earth Day. Fuck this planet. I didn't choose to be here. I didn't choose to be born here. You know, like a lot of you baby mamas, same way. And then CD7 again for a Life Center acquisition for Moni Calcunt-Regas. Yes, and then finally we have that 43, the so-called LA Alliance. This is a project of the city attorney, everybody. We have a federal judge that actually has integrity across the street. His name is Judge David O. Carter. Let's give him a hand, everybody. Beautiful. That's right. Can't be bought, can't be blackmailed, goes home to his wife, doesn't take drugs. In other words, a perfect human being on 43 to fuck this city over good.
General public comment.
And now for the general comment, did you see everybody on TV, did you see poor Nithya yesterday on Channel 5 talking about that lesbian fire chief of ours? What should we do? She went, noodle, 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 and as usual has no idea. And then what about Hamburger Hernandez not standing up for her fellow lesbian? How could you do it? Even though she's white, she still licks the same bush, and she should still have the same rights. I want the fire chief, Crowley, reinstated immediately with back pay. And what we want is Marchese to resign, not the fire chief. Because Marchese was too lazy to get his fat ass out of that chair and dial a phone call. 1-800 800 LAFD so he could have found out what was happening with the fire. Finally, everybody, take a look at current price. He's down to his old last pair of tennis shoes. Yeah, them lawyers are going to bankrupt him. Too bad. Don't get in
Your
trouble.
time has expired.
Oh, boy.
All right, that concludes
There you
public
have it,
comment
Mr.
for
Spindler.
today's meeting.
Aw.
Mr. Clerk, what items are before us at this time?
Mr. President, the council may now vote on items 22 through 27, 30, and 31.
All right, let's open the roll on those items, close the roll, tabulate the vote.
15 ayes.
15 eyes. We all lick each other's assholes on every
All right,
agenda
what's next?
item.
The council may now consider item 8, called special by Councilmember Lee for comments.
Mr. Lee, you
I
are
didn't get a
recognized.
harumph out of that guy.
Thank you, Mr. President. Colleagues, let me start off by saying that I understand and support the intention of this motion. There was a time where land acknowledgement statements were important to not only show Native Americans that we recognize the history of events that happened as America expanded, but to also hopefully educate citizens throughout this great nation of ours that we did not arrive here without a price. But unfortunately now, these days, sometimes these land acknowledgements have become performative platitudes, and honestly, they don't address today's realities. Native Americans want opportunities, and so I think instead of doing things like this, I encourage us to create real partnerships that help address real issues like employment and actual education programs instead of just reminders. A land acknowledgement is one thing, but it doesn't
Well, he's the
have
president
a
of the city
tangible
council.
impact on the communities
That's what he means.
that we quote unquote are showing respect to. I encourage us to take actual action that benefit groups instead of pushing things that serve to instead benefit how people perceive our politics. We should be doing things like encouraging LAUSD to create programs that educate our kids on the history of the lands that they now live on. In my district, we opened up a new amphitheater that we named after the Sesavenga, the original name of the land that it was on. And to complement that action, we are also creating a program along with our tribal council, local tribal councils that will introduce to the 3 elementary schools closest to the new park to educate them on the history of the land that the new amphitheater sits on. And even beyond that, I've been working with the Fernandino Tataviam Tribal Council on an agreement to create employment opportunities for their youth to help maintain and beautify Council District 12. We need to show people, and especially Native Americans, that we are doing more than just talking. Sometimes when I hear land acknowledgements, they seem to benefit the person stating it rather than the people
Golf.
that they are recognizing.
See you on Friday.
I know that this is going to pass, which is great, but I simply could not let this go without encouraging this body to do more than just say a few words at the start of every meeting. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you so much, Mr. Lee. Well said and hopefully well received. Let's open the roll on this item.
Oh, that's awesome.
Close the roll, tabulate the vote.
15 ayes.
All right, what's next?
Mr. President, the council may now consider item 18, called special by Councilmember McOsker, for which amending motion 18A, McOsker Hernandez, has been introduced, circulated, and posted on the bulletin board.
All right, seeing no comment from Mr. McCosker, let's open the roll on this item. Close the roll, tabulate the vote.
That's pretty much it, Penny.
15 ayes.
Penny Packer.
All right, what's next?
They're
Mr. President,
quick
the
knee
council
bending,
may
get
now
the vote.
consider item 29, called
So any of
special
those
by
people
Councilmember
vote?
Price for recusal.
All right, we'll allow
Have
Mr.
them on their
Price
side
to
for whatever
recuse
deal may need
for
to be
this
done
item.
down the road.
And now that he is recused, we will open the roll, close the roll, tabulate the vote.
14 ayes.
All right, what's next?
Mr. President, the council may move on to closed session item 43.
All right, so going into
All right.
closed session, I guess.
We'll ask the sergeants to prepare the room for closed session.
Yep. All right, guys, that's it for today. They go into closed session, and that is that. We are donezo for today. Not the best meeting, but it was pretty funny on a few of them. I like how I forget her name already, the chick that went in on the kids. She was great. Spindler's always great. You know what I mean? Oh, some good stuff in there. I like that I found out today 3-inch Shrimp is a transgender prostitute. On Figueroa, of course.
Located where? On Figueroa.
He's tired of being sex trafficked. Jesus Christ, I can't even say anything anymore. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Can I get a mm-hmm? So, yeah. Well, I guess that's it. The craziness for the day is done. Who knows? Maybe we'll get us a chase today. Who knows? You know, as I always say, keep those notifications on. Otherwise, I guess we'll see each other, Friday morning for the other LA City Council. Shit, yeah, I think that's it. Your body, your choice, yeah. It's funny how when it came to the Democrats, when they did all the shamdemic, it wasn't your body, your choice. But when it came to fucking abortions, all of a sudden it was your body, your choice. Oh, God damn it. When it just works in their favor, it works in their favor. They're mentally ill, unhinged morons. Like straight puppet as you can be. Thoroughly washed idiots. Thoroughly fucking washed. They're actually mad at people finding that their money has been squandered. Can you believe that? They're angry at that. They're angry at the person telling them that their money was spent wrong or illegally and squandered. Not because their money was squandered, and not for the people that actually squandered it. Could you imagine? Could you imagine being that thoroughly washed? Could you imagine? Bro, not even hypocrites. We're past hypocrite, Big Smoke, long time ago. We passed that a long time ago. We're talking mental illness. They're unhinged people. They're mentally ill. Okay, some of us have them in our families. Just saying. It's just how it is. Can't do nothing. They're gone. It's like a zombie. You know, as soon as the zombie gets bit, it's a zombie. Same shit. They got bit. There's no coming back for them. It's very rare that you have somebody who's that far and comes back and realizes, hold on a second. Wait, what's going on here? And realizes it and takes it in. Yeah, I got the plaque, BJ. You're not here when I'd show it to you now, but it's in the other room. In fact, they gave me a little thing saying I can buy extra ones. They're pretty expensive. They want $125 for each one. So I think I'm going to buy one extra one so I can have one in here and then one in the front room maybe. I was thinking about maybe one for my mom. I don't know. So I don't know. Okay, I'll do one bag. One bag, Mark. That's it. You're lucky because it's already almost heated. Yes, like zombies. Remember when a zombie's a normal person, right? It's a normal person, right? Then all of a sudden a zombie bites it, it becomes a zombie, and there's no coming back. It's kind of like that is what I'm saying. They've been bitten, and they can't even think straight anymore. Their critical thought is all gone. Kimmy, thank you so much, Kimmy. I'm so sorry I missed it. Kimmy, thank you, Kimmy.
Money don't jiggle jiggle.
I'm so sorry,
I like
Kimmy.
to see you wiggle, wiggle.
I appreciate you. You know I do. I apologize that I missed it. Thank you, Kimmy. They've been betrayed. Absolutely. But the thing is, Stoner, you know, we're adults, okay? And after you learn somebody has betrayed you, it's your own foolish self that decides to go back and believe those people once again. You know, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Same shit. Okay, you already been fooled. Like I say all the time, if you know they lie to you all the time, why do you believe them? Do you just believe some of what they said? They've been caught in the lies. Okay? It's like the media. They've been caught in the lies. Thank you again, Kimmy. I appreciate you. And again, I'm sorry, Kimmy, that I missed that. So many things going on. Let's get into it. Last bag.
Smoke.
So, yeah, corrupted mind. That's it, Christian. It's just wild. It's wild to see somebody could be angry at that, at finding that your money's been wasted, and you're not mad at the people that waste it. That goes to show you, like, that's proof in the pudding right there. Just is what it is. That is the absolute proof in the pudding. Oh, Cali Plains is live. We can go hang out with Cali. Let me link his page. Let me get this link before I do that, though. Since it's dead here in Thailand, Cali Plains is live at LAX. Again, another hazy day. Look at that thing. It's about to take off. Here's the link. When I get off here, you can go hang out with Cali. His page is right there in the chat. Click like and subscribe. Tell him I sent you. He's a nice dude. These are live shots from LAX. So you have landings and departures. All types of size, different jets. Dude, look at how hazy it is, bro. Just on the other side of that haze is the Pacific Ocean. By a few hundred feet. As soon as they take off, the end of the runway, I mean. Because they always do the same. They take off, go over the ocean. God forbid there's something bad. You can go into the ocean. You need to dump fuel. Dump it over the ocean and not over fucking land. And then big, bank right or bank north and go, depending on where they're going. I'm guessing they'd stay straight if they're going to Hawaii, Japan, stuff like that. No, it's not all smog. You got to remember, it's marine layer. It's hazy. It's all marine layer because it's socked in. The sun's trying to burn it all off, but it's so thick, it's hard to burn it all off. I'm in good, Cubby. But you can see, I mean, it was a little less hazy yesterday. China Eastern. It's a big plane. Yeah, that motherfucker's big. Yeah, it's a little bit of both. That's it, Bumblebee. Little bit of both, and the sun can only do so much to burn it off. You can see it's quite sunny through there. I'm telling you, it's sunny as shit at my house. Like I told you, a little wind. And it's got a little wind there. Look at the little shrub right there, or the little sapling. It's blowing a little bit in the wind. It's got a little slight push there at the beach. You must date dudes then, Corey. But that's all right. Your month is coming up. Bro, look at the size difference in the two planes. Bro, look at that thing. What's up, Doug? Shout out to Doug. Look at that thing. It's crazy to see the difference in planes when they're all stacked up. Like he was saying, it's like the 405 of fucking planes. It's a big ass fucking jet. I mean, look at the engine size, just the engines. I just love the way they look, like the nose end. 777, is that what that is? It's a big ass fucking plane. Jumbo jet. Yeah, it's not even the biggest. Those other ones have 4 fucking streams. Thank you, Felipe. Appreciate you, bud. Yeah, 4. The 4 engine ones. What are they, 787s or whatever the fuck they're called? Those things are huge. Go to like Australia and shit. 16 hours in the air, no problem. This is what we're watching, Chelsea. Cali Plains. I mean, I know they have a few other ones. I have seen a couple other ones. I like Cali's page. He's got a great shot, a good camera. Seems like a good dude. You know what I mean? 787 has a carbon wing. That's the one with the 4 engines, though, right, Hunter? Because I haven't seen them yet. All we see is the twin engines so far. Well, that's why I say, Agent, why are you going to believe the liars? Who's the storyteller? That's what I always tell you. I say it all the time. Who's the storyteller? If you and I read a book and we both did a book report after on the same book, I'm pretty sure our reports would be different on the very same book. And especially if one of us was more biased, be quite a bit different. They shape the narrative for you. That's what they want to do. That's what censorship's really about. Shaping what you see, what you hear, how you hear it, who's saying it to you. You know, there's a lot to it. Yeah, it's a big ass plane. Friend of all the people. Shout out to you, man. Yeah, he does long videos. I mean, fuck, he was on, gosh, I don't know, 8 hours yesterday doing this? He'd be putting on some long streams, that's for sure. I mean, shit, it's constant content. I mean, every 30 seconds you have a plane landing. Literally, every 30 seconds. Taking off or landing. Looks like DHL in the background over there. You can't even see it across the runway with the zoom. It's so hazy. Let's see if the plane disappears when it takes off right here. If he keeps it on it. There it goes. It's taking off. There it is. It's disappearing. Look at it. It's gone.
Impressive.
Bro. Straight gone, homie. Like that. It was gone fast. Like it didn't take a whole long time. Didn't have to wait to get to the top. Comes another one coming in. JetBlue. Coming on in for the landing. Crazy, right? That's how you know it's thick. But you know that there's nothing on the other end of that other than ocean, so you're not going to hit anything. There's no mountains right there. That's why my buddies were telling me when you fly the helicopter over the beach, you got to be below 100 feet at all times. So you have to actually hug the earth right there. Kat, thank you so much again for that and for the big dono, Kat. We love you. You know, so you got to be careful. So that's why any of the traffic that's flying at LAX area across the beach has to be below 100. That is your ceiling. That way you don't hit a fucking jetliner that's coming through the goddamn fucking, through the smog and fog there. Cha-ching, Las Vegas. Cha-ching, Las Vegas. Did we hit the jackpot of some sort? Are we going to Vegas for some reason? Let's go. That's what I'm talking about. Well, see, that was a problem, you know, ABC. Two things right there. You know, I'm pretty sure they don't want to say it, but it's already out there. People that know flying know that couple things. They shouldn't have been at 400 feet. They should have been at 100. That and the ATC told them you pass behind the jet, although there was 2 jets stacked up, because it's just like here. You have a lot of traffic. Every 30 seconds, there's another jet. And the biggest problem was the NVGs, the night vision goggles. You're flying in night vision goggles and your vision left or right isn't so great. It illuminates everything very bright in front of you, but you need to turn like this to see. It's not like when you have your normal goggles off and you can see something out of the left of your eye. You know what I mean? So I think there was a a few issues there that caused that wreck. Hold on, guys. Goddamn solicitor motherfucker. Fool trying to sell it. Like, man, I thought we was talking about this, man. I thought y'all was dying out. Trying to buy nothing in my door. You could hear the doorbell. Kimmy, thank you again. I'm so sorry that I missed it. And thank you, Kat, for the huge donation and for going over and hanging out with Sal. So, yeah, I think there was just a lot of issues there with that particular problem. I mean, yesterday, the near miss they had in Chicago was totally one pilot's fault. That's it. Told him 4 fucking times. 4. To stay there. Do not move. Do you hear me? Do not move. And he even one time said, yes, I acknowledge you. So he knew to stay there. And he could have cost a dude, it would have been absolutely deadly. He would have lost his own life and killed however many else were on that Southwest flight, I think it was. Or it was Delta. Maybe it was a Delta flight. I can't remember. But, yeah, man. Super dangerous. All pilot error. You just got to pay attention. It's imperative. It was Southwest? Yeah, okay. Yeah, just dangerous proposition. That's why having the best of the best flying you is imperative. Really is. Heard he got fired? I bet. I mean, because it's not the company's fault. They have to hire pilots. They can't help what a pilot does. Not flying for the pilot, right? So, what do? It's not good look on the company, although it's not the company's fault. So, what does the company do? The company shows you hey, we're going to be reactive to things like that, and we're as proactive as we can be, and we're going to have to let this person go. And that's, heads got to roll. I mean, dude, that was that could have been super deadly, man. You zone out too much? Yeah, Lucid, it's one of those things where you really have to be paying attention at all goddamn times. Always looking around, always paying attention. You know what I mean? Delta crash bad here. What are you talking about, JD? When? Oh, you mean you're talking about the one that happened in Canada? Yeah. And dude, when you watch the footage, he came down way too hard, and that's why it bounced and flipped. You could see him coming down. His descent rate was way too hard. So that was the problem. Pilot error. That isn't the air traffic control. They don't land the goddamn planes. It ain't the plane maker. It's not Delta. It's the pilot. That's all you can say. But not to say that it's always their fault, because it isn't. Sometimes it is the traffic control. Sometimes it is a mechanic who's not doing their job right and they didn't change a part, or a part just fails. Things do happen. It's unfortunate, but things do happen. Pilots are on strike? Yeah, looks like it. Sure. Yeah. Yeah, that's the unfortunate part, up there when you do have something that goes wrong. 9 times out of 10, it's going to be deadly. Smaller jet. Little baby. It's going to Japan. I want to go to Japan. Me too. Now that's crazy, Cat. Yeah. Like I said, there's been plenty of air accidents, but when we still look at the number of flights taken, still safer than driving on the road. If we look at how many people are killed in car wrecks every year, it's astonishing. See how many every year are killed in motor vehicle wrecks. And that's just actual crashes. That's not even like what we saw last night where somebody was hit in the street. You know what I mean? I'm not even talking about that. I'm just talking about straight up, car accident deaths. Yeah, I don't think it has anything to do with male or female. I think it has to do with flight time, experience, regardless of gender. That's really what it comes down to. Experience. You need the most experienced folks to do it. Because there's plenty of ladies that work here flying the helicopters. There's a captain. She's been there, I think, 40 years in LAPD. She flies out of Hooper. And, yeah, she's been there a long time. And she's the pilot. She's not a TFO. And there's a few TFOs that are, out of the sheriff department and CHP. So, there's a lot of competent folks of both genders. Again, it just breaks down to straight time in the seat. The more experience, the better you are. I don't care. Playing video games, making fucking muffins, detailing cars. Experience means everything. And a lot of people aren't willing to put in the hours for all the work. It's a lot of work. So, I don't care what you do in life, experience is a lot of it. Because again, then you get so good at things, you're going around and doing different stuff. You're changing up how you play or how you bake or how you do things because you've realized now, even what you were taught, you know a better way. 10,000 hours. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The more hours you do, no matter what you do, riding a bicycle, I don't care what it is, you're going to get good at it. And that's what I'm getting at. And that's what it should be based on, is your experience. Because it's rare that you find somebody so experienced that's willing to make risky moves or make dumb mistakes. The longer they fly, they realize how dangerous things can be. So, I think they are more cautious. Reps and sets, that's it. That is it. Yeah. Good old United flights. Purdy. Alright, speaking of repetitions, I need to go and do my eBay reps. Need to go put up some cards on eBay. Make some sales. I think I sold 3 cards I gotta pack up. So make a few packages. All that good jazz. Guess that's it for now. Keep the notifications on. I appreciate it if you would, because if you never know. Might get us a chase in 12 minutes from now, and then I got to jump back on. So don't want to miss it. and you're going to leave that no-do on. Thank you for the likes, the love, all the donos. Thank you to Kimmy and Kat. I'm sorry I missed the donuts. Thank you to you guys. I will see you guys on Friday morning at 10:15 a.m. if we don't get any chases between now and then. Here again is the link to Cali Plains right here. If you'd like to watch his feed, it's right there. And click like and subscribe. Tell him I sent you. He's a nice dude. Go watch some planes take off. As you can see, they're starting to stack up now. Now we got a fucking traffic jam of fucking planes. What's up, Emiliano? What's up? So, there is that. I'm going to hop off for now. So enjoy Sal's stream or Cali Plains. On behalf of Stink Bomb and myself, we're out of here for now. I appreciate each and every one of you. Go watch Cali.
This party is officially over.
Yeah, you guys. I'm going home.
Bye.